Hello, Octave with me, Winter Android, picking our left off last time where I took over the entirety of Italy, the Arabian Peninsula, the rest of southern France, and also took all this land that I have over here in the Balkans and everything, basically. So, yeah, I did quite a bit in all honesty in the previous episode, I guess. But this episode, I'm honestly not exactly sure how much I'm going to get done, considering I think things could snowball so quickly that I'll end up controlling the entire world by the end of the episode, but that might not happen. Might be another 2 episodes counting this one to get to that point. So, yeah, gross expansion's already over 100, so coalition's probably going to be formed in just a moment. So let's see how long that takes. Oh, looks like they're fighting coalition, I guess. There we go. France leading the coalition, huh? Okay. Not a very large coalition, that is for sure. But okay then. Guess I'll kind of take over this stuff right here a bit. Push further over here. And probably take North Africa right there, possibly. It's mostly what I think I'm going to be taking this one. I also think I probably should recruit more troops soon, to be honest. Just to future-proof things a bit, considering I only cap 10 armies currently. Definitely going to need more than that at some point. That is France fully occupied. They have been completely destroyed down there. And that's all they have left. Oh boy. So, yeah. I'm taking this stuff in North Africa there at this point, I think. That's everything over there, done. Everything in Europe's complete, and I basically have everything over here done as well, except for those 2 bits of land I can't actually get to. Great. Okay then. So, that's the end of that war then, I guess. Alright, so I think that's basically what I'm doing there. Pushing my border slightly up when it comes to France, I guess. Kind of trying to smooth that border out since I'm taking that stuff a bit. And also kind of doing the same when it comes to Hungary over here. Taking all that land off of Syria. And also kind of trying to clean some of this stuff up down here as well, I guess. So, yeah. I think that's basically it for this war here. There we go. So that's everything I took basically there. Nice. So, with that complete, I guess I now need to continue things a little bit here. Sure. I'll go towards you, I guess. Considering you kind of make that border slightly ugly. Right there. I guess I'll be taking a little bit of land off of Bohemia as well. May as well wipe out Moldova too. There we go. That's good there. So, gross expansion's back over 100 again. So another coalition could form at this point. And there it is. With them leading it over here. Okay. Sure. So this time, take over more of Africa. Take more of this stuff over here in the Middle East. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do when it comes to Europe though. Besides taking a little bit more land right here, I guess. I'll have to figure that stuff out later. I'm doing the piece still, I think. I think this might be a point where I actually do need to recruit more troops now. Because don't think 10 armies is enough to fight all these countries on this across this much land. At least not efficiently. And that is the coalition leader completely occupied now. Good. Troops are actually doing a surprisingly good job, though it is taking them a while. So, I'm definitely recruiting more troops after this war is over, without question. Alright. Troops are actually getting close to finishing up everything here, from what I can tell. That's good. Okay, Africa's almost completely done. Good. Middle East has been finished once again. Send those troops up there to get that dealt with first. Because don't care about what's really left down there in Africa. Alright. I think I'll end the war here. Because all that's left is just that little bit of land down there at this point. Took long enough for them to get that finished, but whatever, I guess. Let's get this done. Alright, so I think that's basically what I'm doing. Taking all this land over here in Africa. So next time I will probably just completely wipe them out, to be honest. Along with taking over a decent amount of these countries around here. But I'm also taking all this stuff here just to clean up those borders, considering that's quite annoying that they for some reason have all this random land around here. Also taking over the rest of Turkey pretty much over here. Not taking anything from Hungary, but I am taking a decent chunk of land off of France and pushing further into Germany as well. So, yeah. There we go. Let's go ahead and get some of this stuff cleaned up around here, border-wise in Africa. Alright then. There we go. So that's all the lands that I took. Mostly just Africa and Turkey, pretty much. Right. So, now, let's go ahead and recruit that army, like I wanted. Alright, so I recruited more troops. Also improved my economy a bit more and everything, so I could easily afford a much larger army. And yeah, I had 10 armies. I now have 75. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to need to recruit anymore for the rest of this game at this point. So, yeah. Obviously, aggressive expansion went all the way down to 0 while I was doing all that stuff, so I now gotta get that back over 100 so I can get another coalition to form against me. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to war with this country, I guess. Which for some reason has them as an ally all the way over there. For whatever reason. But whatever, I guess. And you, for some reason, have Armenia as an ally. You know what? Since the two of you have those countries as allies, I'm going to take all that land rights there as well. Because why not? You know what? I'll go to war with all of those countries right there. There we go. Just take the entire western portion of Africa, get it all finished off. And that is all done. Now troops can go over there and get all that done. There you go. That is that, or complete. So let's go and take all this lands then. There we go. All of Western Africa is under my control. And a good chunk of the Caucasus as well. Nice. I am just going to keep this land here, I guess. Because I'll probably just go ahead and take over all those countries, to be honest. So, yeah, aggressive expansion's well over 100 now. So, who's going to form the coalition? I imagine it's going to be you, considering you're third strongest. Well, they're second place, apparently. Damn. No. It was them again. Damn. Sure. And that's all that stuff to Syria, apparently, now. Damn. Okay. Sure. So, yeah. Definitely take over the rest of the stuff around here. I guess I could go ahead and wipe out Hungary. You know what? Yeah. I'll start taking over more of Europe and kind of finish things off over here, I think. At this point. I'll taking over the rest of North Africa as well. Yeah. At this point, I probably will actually kind of start going crazy when it comes to expansion, I think. Because I don't think this is going to take much work to finish things off at this point. With the amount of troops I got. Considering I'm almost completely done with Africa already here. Just need to take the rest of Madagascar. Troops are quickly taking over all of Europe now. And that's completely done. And they have already finished that stuff over here as well. Damn. Okay. So I guess that's the end of the war then. I've already finished everything. Jesus. So, let's see. Ah, I'll take a bunch of this land over here in the Americas, I guess. Try and clean up that stuff around there. Okay, I think that's basically what I'm doing for Europe. Not taking too much, I think. But I am wiping out Hungary completely, so also taking over more of this land over here to kind of clean up those borders as well. Getting Crimea as well over there. So, yeah. Wiping out France, getting some of this stuff cleaned up around there too. Taking all of that land. Taking more stuff over here, kind of pushing into the Middle East a bit. And yeah, that's basically it besides cleaning up borders and the stuff over in the Caribbean. So there we go. Alright, so there we go. That's everything I actually took in total there. Good. Not bad. So, aggressive expansion is over 100 still. Nice. So, who will form the next coalition? Wouldn't be surprised if it's one of these countries over here in the Americas. Well, it's been a bit and no country has formed a coalition, so I'll just go ahead and continue fighting some wars over here, I guess. Not really sure what other countries I want to be going after, so I'll just deal with these two, and that's it pretty much, I guess, for now. And I think I probably will basically finish up Europe with the next coalition if I can. And I'll also see about trying to actually start pushing further into the Americas or something as well, I think. Okay, peace treaties have ended. Will any of you form a coalition now? Alright, doesn't look like they're going to. Oh well, I guess I'll push into the Middle East then. And go to war with a bunch of these countries. Okay, yeah. Basically just going toward the entire Middle East. And a surprise. Oh, there we go. I was about to say that it's a bit surprising that they weren't forming a coalition yet. But there we go. They are the leaders of that one. Alright. So... I guess I could take that country over. I guess. Also take a good chunk of Africa as well. Go ahead and end some of these small wars, I guess. Where I've occupied all the land already. It's apparently just the two. I've occupied literally everything already. Damn. Okay. Really need these troops to finish this stuff up here somewhere. There we go. And that's their country fully occupied over here. Thank God. So the troops should get back to work on taking over these countries now, I think. Okay. Nice. Got most of the stuff done. Don't know where my troops are at currently. There they are. Almost completely done with Europe. There we go. Alright. I think I'll just go ahead and say that is the end of this one, since there's basically nothing left to occupy. Actually, I think I'll just go all out when it comes to this and take all Central Asia there, which also means taking them over completely. Now, coalition. Go and take a bunch of that lands there. All of this will now be mine as well. Okay, I am really going all out at this point. Taking all that land in Europe, got all that stuff already from those other wars, and taking all this in Africa, taking that country over completely, and getting the rest of the Caribbean under my control along with basically all of Florida. And also cleaning up some borders around here in Europe as too. Yeah! That is quite a bit. Alright, so there we go. I'm not even going to bother trying to clean up the borders in South America, to be honest. I'm just going to leave it as is. Because that's just a bit too much work trying to figure that stuff out over there. So, yeah. Crust expansion's well over 100, so no question that there's going to be another one currently. Which is whether or not it's going to actually form anytime soon. So, yeah, I guess at this point I'm going to take over the rest of the world without question, considering how much I now have. So, yeah. Well, no countries are going toward me, forming a coalition or anything. Oh well. Also, I kind of took a look at this. I have a 23 technology lead over the rest of the world at this point. Which means that the rest of the world is basically all the way back here. Just getting planes and tanks. Meanwhile, I'm up here getting future drones, artillery, and stuff. Yeah. They absolutely don't stand any chance against me whatsoever at this point, I tell ya. Guess I'll let those peace treaties stand before I go and fight more wars at this point. Just to see if they'll form a coalition without me having to start another war. Sweden wants to make an alliance with me. I think that's the first time I've seen a country want an alliance with me when I've gotten this fucking strong. Holy shit. But no, I'm not accepting that, Sweden. It's too late. I'm taking over the rest of the world, alright? And none of these countries are going to war with me, so I'll go ahead and do this. Right here, and finish off Africa very quickly. And there we go. That is Africa fully under my control. And still no countries are going to war with me for some reason. Okay. So I guess I will take some of these countries over here in South America then. You just have to have an alliance with them, huh? Oh well, whatever. Only 2 countries left over here that I'm not at war with. There. Just go to war with the entirety of South America, I guess. Shouldn't take too long to get this done, I think. Do I also take them over? I could. Do I want to? Alright. So, do I take them over or not? You know what? Sure. Let's just try and finish this war quicker. Finish this thing up quicker here, so. Entirety of South America and Central America under my control right now. There we go. There's the coalition I was waiting for, which for some reason only formed after I finished fighting all those wars. Sure. What in the world is this? You. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay. Alright. I'll take all the land in India, I guess. I'll take most of what's left of Europe, I think, if not all of it. And I'll take all the stuff over here in North America as well. And that's what I'll be doing for this one. Alright. They're almost defeated there. Complete thing. That's good. Kind of thinking about things. Let's see. How many countries are actually going to be left after this? Honestly, not sure. Looks like there's still quite a few over in North America. That's quite a few small countries around there. But besides that, there's still quite a few, to be honest. But that is all of India fully occupied. Almost all Southeast Asia's done as well. There we go. Okay, all of Asia's done. All of Europe is done. And North America as well. Alright. Sure. That's the end of the war. Alright, yeah. I'm just going all out. Taking everything pretty much. Except for good chunk of Asia, I guess. Because basically taking over the entirety of Asia in just a single war is just a bit too much, I think. So, yeah, there we go. Now that all done, I guess. I will go and sell that extra land out there, I guess, though. Alright. So, that's a decent bit of this done. Yeah. So I guess I'll probably quickly finish that stuff off there. Clean up India. And see about finishing off North America as well. Yeah. No other countries are currently going toward me, so I'll just go ahead and do this right now. Okay, I think that's probably good for this set of wars. Right here. All that is done. Just need to deal with this stuff right quick. No idea why I had a wipe. Couldn't end that war for whatever reason. So it ended up being a white piece. Oh well. So I guess I'll now basically try to finish off what's left over here. Why do the Japanese control stuff over here? The hell? Whatever. Finish all that off. May as well take over Japan while I'm at it, I guess. What country there that I missed? All troops are going across the world to deal with Japan itself. Okay. Get this done quickly. Well, I think that's everything. So, let's go ahead and get these peace deals done. There we go. Good. Got all that done. Now I just need to wait for these peace treaties to end here, so I can finish this off. North America completely. Good. Once I have that done, I just gotta take over Asia. That's it. And considering none of those countries are forming coalitions currently, I doubt they're going to actually ever form one. So I'll probably have to go to war with them all manually. Alright, here we go. There. Good. Now, to finish up Asia. And that will be the end of this. So start off by dealing with all these countries in India. Get all those countries dealt with. Because that's the majority of what's left, I'm pretty sure. Currently 40 countries remaining. How many are going to be left once I take over all these? So 40 countries down to 23. Just by finishing off India. Nice. Okay, so I guess I will now go and get all these dealt with out here. Okay. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Just go to war with all of them. Right now. Pretty sure that should be all the countries. That's there. There we go. Now, this is all that is left. Over here. Okay. That's everything. There we go. Take all the lands. Okay, apparently 2 countries I end up missing. That one right there. And also, somehow, missed them. Over here. There we go. And there we go. That is now the entire world fully under my control. Great. Alright, so with that there done, that is the end of the series here. Next one, I'm going back into India again for another one of those formables over here. This time as Orissa, I think, right here on the 1440 scenario. So, Yeah, I think that's one of the last ones, if not the last formable fort in over here in India. Thankfully. Seriously, there's way too fucking many over here in India, I tell ya. But, yeah. That's the next series I'm doing, but that there is the end of this video here. I hope you've all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.